Oh, they call you Liz? They call you Liz. Yeah. All right, but now go 10 years down the road. You're all very young. What in your mind are you doing in 10 years? Won't you be exhausted if you keep this up? This is not the way reporters used to do things.
I mean, I don't even think about what I'm doing 10 days from now, so I don't really have a plan. I like what I'm doing now, so I'll run with it.
How about you, Lachlan? 10 years from now, can you imagine doing this?
Oh, yeah. If I were still doing this in 10 years, I'd be thrilled. I just hope to see more outlets like the Free Beacon cropping up on the right. I think, the sense of humor and the sort of happy warrior attitude is something we've been missing.
Is your demographic under 30? Are you trying to own college campuses and the young conservative, Adam?
Yeah, look, I think that's definitely part of it. Somebody that's witty, somebody that has a sense of humor, kind of gets it. Which is something not everybody in D.C. has. A lot of people don't get it.
Understatement there. 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing?
Hopefully I'm reporting. Look, it's a different landscape we live in now. It's not having your one story for the next day. It's producing all the time, but it's sustainable, I think.
All right, talk to the young people who are in high school and college right now, and I have a lot of listeners.
Get out of journalism. Don't do it.
No, really, what should they do if they want to be you in 5 years or 10 years, depending on whether they're a senior in college or a senior in high school?
You work. You start to write the stories. There's an art to crafting the news and an art to building sources, and you start as soon as you can with that.
But what does that mean to them? Break that down. What does that actually mean?
Look, that means go intern. That means get pushed around, get yelled at. I get yelled at all the time. I love it. I still do, and it's great. But those are the things you need to build up. The ability to go ask a difficult question, find those opportunities. And you can do it locally. It doesn't have to be here in D.C.
What story are you most proud of?
Wow, that's a good question. There are a lot of them. Mostly recently, I got to say the work on Iran, tracking the Iranian nuclear deal, where we're at with that very important story.
It's a terrible deal.
Well, it's a deal that's not even a deal yet, if you look at what the White House is saying.
And so should anyone be impressed with what we came back from Geneva with?
Well, really, we've come back with not much. We've come back with a framework, a deal to talk about the deal. That's really what we have here. And it's not even implemented. A lot of reporters have celebrated this 6-month freeze. Well, that's not started yet. And that's not going to start for weeks till Iran wants to, really.
All right, Lachlan, what are you most proud of in your work thus far?
Well,
closer to the microphone.
I don't know if I could pick out a specific story. I'm like racking my brain here trying to think of one, but I think digging into sort of the environmentalist money men that are sort of backstopping that
today,
coalition. I did do that a little bit. The Inspector General at the Energy Department did a lot of the work for me, but I reported it out a little bit.
And tell people what that story was.
Sure. Well, the IG essentially found that they spotlighted 2 recipients of stimulus funds for these weatherization and energy efficiency programs. One of them is actually a group of African drummers here in D.C. that was getting green energy stimulus money. The other one was this media production group that just happens to have connections to 2 employees of the selection committee at the D.C. agency that was overseeing this program.
That's a very good story.
So that's a nice, actually, a little microcosm of this type of stuff that I like to cover.
Liz Harrington, what are you most proud of?
I would say most recently I've gotten a chance to cover the Justice Department suing the Louisiana school voucher program.
I didn't know that had happened.
Exactly.
Tell me about the story.
Well, it should be a national story, and it's not. The Justice Department went after their program that allows mostly minority kids to flee their failing schools in Louisiana, go to private institutions, they get a voucher, and the Justice Department, Obama administration, is using desegregation laws to keep minority kids in these failing schools because they're basically anti-choice. I actually got a chance to go down there, tour some of these schools, talk with parents, talk with the kids. It was a great experience. I got to do a nice feature.
The Free Beacon sent you to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that is excellent reporting, actually.